Good evening from our South Jersey studios here in South Jersey. My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. We have another Phillies game going on tonight. The Phillies are 55-29. They head to Wrigley Field to take on the Chicago Cubs, who just lost a big series to the Milwaukee Brewers as they're still trying to fight for a top spot in the NL Central. Should be a really fun matchup between these two teams. Phillies will send out Michael Mercado on the mound, and he'll be going up against Hayden Wesneski. And we'll talk a little bit about that in just a few moments. But before we dive into it, I just want to remind you all to hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button as well, turn on those notification bell icons, and that way you'll know when we go live for Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles content. We also have a video that we just released a couple of days ago about Paul George. We've been covering NBA free agency. I encourage you all to go check out that link as well, so that way you can hear my thoughts on the Paul George signing. So just click the link. It is in the live chat, and give that a thumbs up as well while you're at it. So now back to action. So the Phillies are taking on the Cubs. The Cubs are 39-46. They have a 22-18 record at home. We just mentioned that they just lost a big series to the Milwaukee Brewers. They actually ended up losing yesterday's game by a score, 2 days ago. It was by a score of 7-1. They played them over the weekend, and so it's 27. The Brewers are 27-13 at home now. So Kyle Hendricks got his sixth loss of the season, and he's now 1-6. And Freddie Peralta was able to get the win over there. But the Phillies have some business to take care of themselves. They just split a series with the Miami Marlins, and they were down 6-2 in their last game and ended up scoring 5 runs to come back and win by a final score of 7-6. They're still without Kyle Schwarber. They're still without Bryce Harper and JT Realmuto. The question is, who's going to step up to the plate in this series versus the Chicago Cubs? That's what really does matter in regards to the Phillies today. First pitch will begin in just a few moments at 8:05 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll get into the starting lineups as well. But Michael Mercado, the biggest storyline today is that Mercado is going to be making his Phillies debut. He's in there for Spencer Turnbull and Taijuan Walker, who are both on the injured list. So Mercado, who got called up when Taijuan Walker did go on the IL. He was supposed to be a part of the bullpen, but then Spencer Turnbull went to the injured list, and then they ended up reactivating Junior Marte over on the injured list. So Michael Mercado will be getting his first big league start on the season. Hayden Wesneski on the other end, well, he's 2-4. He has a 3.6 ERA, and he's pitched in 45 innings, has 44 strikeouts, 16 walks allowed, and just 8 homers surrendered. Last time that Michael Mercado, going back to Mercado, the 25-year-old, the last time that he pitched, it was back in 2023. He was drafted and, of course, played for the Tampa Bay Rays, and now he's in a Phillies uniform, so he'll be going out there on the bump. All right, so let's get into everybody. What's up, Jonathan? What's going on, Katie? What's up, Snowman? How you all doing? What is up, everybody? Larry's here. Jeff is here as well, and we're just about ready to get underway. So Mercado, the 25-year-old from Greensville, South Carolina, will be on the bump this evening for the Phils. All right, so let's get into the starting lineup. So Bryson Stott will be batting in the leadoff spot for the Phils. He's over at second base. The shortstop will be Trey Turner. He's batting in the 2-hole. Then you got Alec Bohm hitting third, playing over at third. Brandon Marsh will be hitting in the cleanup spot, and he's the left fielder today for the Phils. Nick Castellanos playing out in right field. He's batting fifth. Hitting sixth will be Cody Clemens, the first baseman, in tonight's game for the Phillies. And then the designated hitter will be David Dahl, batting seventh. Hitting eighth will be Garrett Stubbs, who's catching behind the plate. And Johan Rojas will be batting in the 9th spot, playing out in center field. So again, just to refresh everybody on the lineup, it'll be Bryson Stott playing over at second base, to recap, I meant to say. And then you got Trey Turner over at shortstop. Alec Bohm is the third baseman, batting third. Then it's Brandon Marsh batting in the cleanup spot, playing out in left field. The right fielder is Nick Castellanos. The first baseman is Cody Clemens. He's batting sixth. Batting seventh will be David Dahl, who's the designated hitter. And then eighth will be Garrett Stubbs, the catcher behind the plate. And Johan Rojas is batting in the 9th spot, playing out in center field. We had some news today that JT Realmuto was actually able to take some live batting practice, so that is really good news. Phillies are hopeful that he'll be activated before the end of the week. He was hopeful to come back during the Braves series. So that's something else that is worth mentioning as well. Hayden Wesneski is going to be on the bump for the Chicago Cubs. And some things to note about Wesneski, well, he's a right-handed pitcher from Houston, Texas, and he has a 3.6 ERA, along with 44 strikeouts and 45 innings of work. The last time that he pitched, he ended up just going 4 innings. He allowed 3 earned runs, 2 homers against the Giants, and he had 7 strikeouts, which was a season high for him. So that was his first game that he started over his last 5 outings. And, well, the Cubs needed him to be out there because they have a lot of injuries in regards to their pitching. They have a lot of guys that are not available for them, including guys out of their bullpen and a couple out of their starting rotation as well, like Jordan Wicks and Javier Assad. So Wesneski will be on the hill. Cubs are in their blue and white pinstripes, along with the blue letters and numbers on the front and the back, and the Cubs logo with the 3 circles and the big C in the middle over on the left side of the chest. It's 82 degrees outside, out at Wrigley Field in Chicago. And the Phillies, I don't know what their uniforms are just yet, but we'll get a look at that in just a few moments. Remember, the Phillies are 55-29 on the season. This is the first time that they are at Wrigley Field this year. Here's Craig Counsell, who was in his first season as the Cubs manager. He was the manager of the Milwaukee Brewers. So far, he's 7 games under 500 with the Cubs. Took over for David Ross, who won a World Series with the Cubs back in 2016. Phillies are in their gray tops, gray bottoms, with the red letters on both the front and the back. And it says Phillies all across the chest. So Stott steps into the batter's box with Wesneski with the pitch, and he throws a 4-seamer at the knees at 93 miles per hour. So it's in there for a strike. What's up, Asia? How you doing? What's going on? Stott batting .243 on the season. The ball is 1 strike, and the next pitch is low for a ball. What are your final score predictions? Comment down below. Get your all-star picks in by noon tomorrow. You could get 2 in by picking 1 now and 1 after midnight. That's true. The 1-1 pitch, and that is swung on and missed. It was really a check swing, but it was right down the middle. So 1-2 is the count. Wesneski not wasting any time. Gets the signs from his catcher, and that is Tomas Nido. And the 1-2 is just outside and high for ball 2. Nido, of course, was a member of the Mets and was traded about a couple of weeks ago to the Cubs. 2-2 is the count. The leg kick and the pitch. And here it is. It's popped up, hit out over towards the third base side, and backing up over towards the outfield grass to make the catch is Christopher Morel. And there's 1 away. Stop pops out, and Turner is coming up to bat. So just to recap one more time, the lineup for the Phillies, it's Stott, Turner, Bohm, Marsh, Castellanos, Clemens, Dahl, Stubbs, and Rojas. So there's 1 out. And Turner's coming up to bat. Defensively for the Cubs, you got Tomas Nido behind the plate. This is the first pitch is swung on and fouled by Turner. In the infield, it'll be over at first base, it's Michael Busch. And then you have over at second base for the Cubs, it's Nico Horner. The third baseman's Christopher Morel. And Dansby Swanson is over at shortstop. The 0-1 pitch on the way, swung on, played on the bounce. It was backhanded by the third baseman, Morel, and he throws it over to first. And what a dig out by Busch. Bang, bang play. High bouncer that was hit over towards Morel, who had to jog on in towards home plate. He backhanded it as soon as it hit the ground and played it just perfectly, scooped it up, threw it on the run, and Turner was out as Busch was able to dig it out. There's 2 away. In the outfield for the Cubs, it'll be Ian Happ out in left, Pete Crow Armstrong in center, and Cody Bellinger playing out in right field. First pitch to Bohm, and it's taken up high and outside for ball 1. 2 outs in the top of the first with nobody on. Wesneski on the bump for the Cubs. Bohm at the plate for the Phillies. 1 ball, no strikes, and the 1-0 pitch on the outside corner at 81 on the gun for a called strike. 1-1 is the count to Alec Bohm. And the pitch, here it is, and that's inside for ball 2. At 97 miles per hour. So Wesneski, who's on the bump, is 26 years old, made his professional MLB debut back in 2022. And the 2-1 pitch, and it looked a little bit outside, but it's a called strike at the knees to Bohm, and he does not agree with the call by Bruce Dreckman, the home plate umpire. Crew chief for tonight, Dreckman behind the plate calling the balls and the strikes. Then you got Clint Vondrack over at first. 2-2 pitch, and that's just a little bit outside for ball 3. Mark Wegner is the second base umpire, and Tom Hanahan is over at third. The count is full to Bohm. Base is empty, 2 outs. We're in the top of the first. And the payoff pitch, and he spoils that one foul. Wesneski went to Cy-Fair High School in Cypress, Texas. He had a 25-9 record and a 3.56 ERA and ended up graduating in 2016. And he was drafted in the 33rd round of the 2016 draft by the Rays. 3-2 pitch on the way, and that's outside and low, and Bohm able to draw a 2-out walk. Pretty good at bat there by Alec Bohm, and he was even behind in the count. His batting average now at 300. So Stott popped out to third. Turner grounded out to third. And Bohm just walked. And there's Brandon Marsh. Marsh batting on the left side with the bat just above his back shoulder. And the first pitch, he rips a foul. Don't forget to tell me what your final score predictions are down below. 4-3 Phillies, says Robert. I'm going to go with 7-4, just like Demon just did. 0-1 is the count to Marsh. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock, and the pitch just, it's called a strike. It looked a little bit high, but Marsh does not agree with the call. Dimensions of Wrigley Field, in case you're wondering, well, it's 355 feet to left field. Left center is 368 feet. And then dead center's 400, right center's 368, and right field is 353 feet. Toss back over to first, and it's not in time. 3 Steps says his final score prediction is 5-1 Phillies. Very nice. 6-3 says Richard. Bohm's at first. 2 outs. Top of the first. The ball's 2 strikes to Brandon Marsh. And the pitch from the stretch, and that's just a little bit high at 96, and it's a 1-2 count. It's weird because the pitch that was thrown, it was the second pitch of the at-bat, looked like it was in a similar spot. That one was called a ball. The other one was called a strike. 2 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 1-2 misses inside and low. Good take by Marsh on the sweeper. First pitch was at 8:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Phillies will play tomorrow night at the same time as well. And then they'll play on the 4th of July at 2:05. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Brandon Marsh. Bohm leads off over at first. He got on with a 2-out walk. The 19th pitch of the inning by Wesneski. Here it is. Swung on and missed. And Marsh strikes out on a heater on the outside edge. And the side is retired. No runs, 1 man left. And we head to the bottom of the first. Cubs coming up to bat at Wrigley. I'll give my prediction in 8.5 innings, says Larry. All right, bottom of the first. So the Cubs lineup will look just like this. It'll be Nico Horner playing over at second base, batting in the leadoff spot for them. Michael Busch over at first base, batting second. Cody Bellinger batting in the 3 spot, playing out in right field. And the cleanup hitter will be Seiya Suzuki, who's the designated hitter. And then protecting him will be Ian Happ, who's out in left field, batting in the 5 spot. Christopher Morel, the power-hitting third baseman, is batting 6th. And then Dansby Swanson, who's been struggling this season, is over at shortstop, and he's batting 7th today. Pete Crow Armstrong, the center fielder for the Cubbies, is batting 8th. And then Tomas Nido is batting 9th, and he's catching behind the plate. Jamie, thank you so much for the super chat. Just a small thank you to your excellent pre/early game commentary. Thank you. Appreciate it. You guys are more than welcome to hit the super chat button. It's in the live chat. So if you click on the $ icon, you're more than welcome to donate to the channel. Thank you so much for the $5 donation, Jamie. Congratulations on your first super chat on here. Really do appreciate it. We hope to continue to do a good job. So again, the lineup for the Cubs, it's Horner, Bush, Bellinger, Suzuki, Happ, Morel, Swanson, Crow Armstrong, and Nido. And on the bump for the Phils, making his Phillies debut, is Michael Mercado. So Mercado, who had a 4.79 ERA in the minors with the Rays last season, this is according to Jeff Kerr, was traded to the Phillies for Adam Everett and added to the 40-man roster last November. And so far, he also adds on, in 10 starts with Lehigh Valley, Michael had a 1.90 ERA with 39 strikeouts in 41 innings last year, along with a 4.99 ERA. First pitch, it's a hanger, and that's going to be hit out to left field, and it goes into the ivy, and Horner's going to jog on over to second base. Or is it a foul ball? Is it ruled as a foul ball? I think it's ruled as a foul ball, so it's an 0-1 count. So Mercado, in 10 starts this year, has a 1.71 ERA in 2024 with AAA, along with 44 strikeouts and 47 1/3 of an inning. So they ruled it as a foul ball. No balls, 1 strike. And Mercado will call for time. Or Horner's going to call for time, excuse me. Phillies are in their gray tops, gray bottoms with the red Phillies across the chest. The 0-1 pitch, a cutter that swung on and missed, and it was low. Going to see some cutters, some sliders, and some curveballs as well from Mercado, the 25-year-old from Greensville, South Carolina. The 0-2 pitch, that's a breaking ball, and Stubbs tried to backhand it, but it gets behind him and goes towards the backstop, but nobody's on base. One ball, 2 strikes. And the 1-2 pitch, ground ball hit over to third, dug out by Bohm, and the sidearm throw over to first to Clemens is in plenty of time to record out number 1. So Mercado's first out is a ground out over to third. And now Michael Bush, the former Dodger, is coming up to bat, heading on the left side. Phillies defensively, in the infield, it's Clemens at first. At second, it's Stott. The first pitch is low. And it's Bohm over at third, and Turner's at short. Mercado is on the bump, and his battery is Garrett Stubbs. 1-0 pitch, outside. Marsh playing out in left field. Castellanos is in right field, and in center, it's Johan Rojas. 2-0 is the count. And the next pitch misses badly outside at 95. Winds are blowing pretty hard today out at Wrigley Field. Wonder if that's going to mess with velocity. 3-0 pitch, and that's inside, and a 4-pitch walk allowed by Mercado. And Bush able to get on base with a 1-out walk. Craig Counsell, the manager for the Cubs, followed by Tommy Hotovy, who was the pitching coach. Dustin Kelly is the hitting coach for the Cubs as well. There's Cody Bellinger. Comes up and tries to take a hack at a fastball, and he misses pretty badly on the outside corner. Bellinger hitting .267 this season. Does have 9 home runs and 34 RBI as well. Cubs are in their blue and white pinstripes. No balls, one strike. Bellinger versus Mercado. And the 0-1, and that is ripped out to deep right field. It's going back towards the track. Castellanos jumps, and he makes the catch into the ivy. And the throw is made back over to first. It's not in time. Cody Bellinger inches away from getting a home run. And Nick Castellanos banged into the ivy. Yohan Rojas is out there to try to get what's out of his eyes, a little bit of the ivy that's out there. But what a bang play by Castellanos. A perfect read, and this is a guy who was traded to the Cubs after he was on the Tigers, so he's used to right field over here. He made a really good catch. And there's 2 away. That's a big out there. 2 outs in the bottom of the first. And up to bat is Seiya Suzuki. Hitting on the right side, and he takes it inside. Love to see the defensive effort by Castellanos. That's what he does. Definitely gives it his all. Suzuki hitting .258. And the 1-0 pitch. And that's fouled back behind the net, behind home plate. Don't forget, if you were just coming on here, hit the thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button as well. What's going on? John, how you doing? Wayne Watson here and ready. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. 2 outs, and the 1-1 pitch. Ground ball back up the middle by Suzuki, and it's in there for a base hit. Rojas does get over to it. Stopping at second base is Michael Bush, and that's going to put runners over at first and second, and Ian Happ is coming up to bat. Well, that was a pitch that was right down the middle, and Suzuki understood that he didn't really have to really whack that thing, and he just put the ball in play. Even though it was a ground ball, just put it in the perfect spot in between Turner and Stott. Thank you, Patrick. Appreciate it, man. We try to be consistent. 2 runners on and 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Traffic on the bases for Mercado. Now he has to face Ian Happ here, and first pitch is low, so he's been behind in the count almost every single time so far. Happ's average at .229. Also has a .345 on base percentage, 11 homers as well. The pitch from the stretch and the 1-0, and that should have been called a strike. That was clearly in there, but it's called a ball. So far, Bruce Dreckman not doing such a good job behind the plate. Happ hitting .222 with 2 runners in scoring position and with 2 outs. The pitch, and that's fouled back. Mentioned before that the Cubs are dealing with a lot of injuries. Well, 3 of their bullpen pitchers, including Mark Leiter Jr., Adbert Azalea, and Yency Almonte, and also Keegan Thompson, too, they're all hurt, and they're on the IL. 2-1 pitch, and that's on the inside corner for strike 2. So Mercado gets the call that time. They're also missing Jordan Wicks and Javier Assad in their starting rotation. 2 runners on, 2 outs, bottom of the first. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Happ, and the 2-2 pitch swung on and missed. Well, Mercado came back with a heater on the outside edge at 95, and Happ strikes out, and the Phillies get out of the jam. So, no runs, 1 hit, 2 men left, and we played 1 full inning and head to the top of the second. No score at Chicago. All right. What's up, everybody? Hit the thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button as well. Turn on those notification bell icons, and that way you'll know when we go live for a Phillies, a Sixers, or an Eagles game. We also do podcasts on here as well. I encourage you all to go check out our Paul George podcast. After the Phillies game was done, we stayed on for about 5 hours just doing NBA free agency, and then I went to bed and Paul George signed and became a Sixer, so I had to go on the next day and talk about it. So make sure that you go check that out if you guys like the Sixers as much as I do. Well, that's what we do, man. We try to cover as many Philly sporting events as we possibly can. Yes, so go check that out. Just drop the link down below, and you're more than welcome to go give that a like as well. The inconsistency of the home plate umpires have been really bad. Yeah, so far not so good from Bruce Dreckman behind the plate today. He has been very inconsistent for sure. Only 50 likes. Hit that thumbs up button, baby. That's what we got to do. Don't forget to subscribe as well. No problem, John. Let's get another win tonight. Try to give you guys the best type of play-by-play. You know what I mean? It's fun, and it's very laid back for the most part. JJ, when did you do your first Phillies game? I did my first Phillies game last year in 2022. It was opening day. And then my first actual game that I did on here, it was Sixers-Warriors, which was on December 18th of 2022. So we've been going at it for 18 months. 18 months, almost really close to 17 and a half. But yeah. So far so good. What's up, Ed? How you doing? So we head to the top of the second. Castellanos, Clemens, and Dahl will be due up in the order for the Phils. Nick Castellanos made a really nice catch to rob Cody Bellinger on an extra base hit. He'll be leading things off here in the top of the second. In the first pitch, it looked a little bit low, and it was. It's called a ball. Nick, of course, ended up going 4 for 5 on Sunday against the Marlins. The 1-0 pitch misses low again. Wesneski back out there for his second inning on the bump. Two balls, no strikes in the pitch, and that's low for ball 3. I think he was wondering, when did you go to your first Phillies game? If that's what he was wondering, I think, I don't remember my first Phillies game. Probably back in 2003 is like when I clearly do remember, but I'm sure that I went to some before that. 3-0 pitch, and that's taken for a strike. Five seconds left on the pitch clock. 3 balls, 1 strike to Castellanos. And the pitch just misses outside, and Castellanos draws a leadoff walk to start things off in the second inning. I remember, like, the first actual Phillies game that I do remember, that I actually recall, was when Sal Fasano was playing. And they had David DeLucci and Randall Simons. I remember seeing John Lieber, though, and Randy Wolf. The pitch, and that's taken for a strike to Cody Clemens. That's like my first memory. I'd say seeing John Lieber, I think, was my first actual memory. The ball is 1 strike. And the pitch, and that is low for a ball. The bank opened up in 2004, so I would have been 5 in 03. So I guess I had some memories, but very blurry about the vet. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch to Cody Clemens. High bouncer hit over the head of the first baseman, and it goes out to right field. Bellinger will get to it. Clemens thinking 2, and the throw over to second. It's not in time. Cody slides in there safely, and stopping at third is Castellanos. Already rally time for the Phils in the top of the second. Here we go. Sometimes it's not about how hard you hit it. It's about how do you get on. Charge! And here comes David Dahl. So that went over the head of the first baseman, Michael Bush. That could have been a double play. First pitch, it's high and inside and swung on and missed by Dahl. That cutter was inside. David batting .250 with 3 homers and 8 runs knocked in so far on the season. 0-1 is the count. 2 runners in scoring position. The 0-1 swing and a miss. That was inside as well. Wesneski is 6'3", weighs 210 pounds. He's 26 years old. Remember, we said that he made his debut back in 2022. And so far, he's 8-11 in 19 games started during his career. The leg kick and the pitch upstairs. 160 strikeouts and 167 1/3 of an inning so far during his career as well, and 55 walks allowed, along with a 3.87 ERA. Clemens at second, and over at third is Castellanos and the 1-2 pitch, and that's taken all the way for strike 3 to David Dahl, and Wesneski gets his second strikeout of the day. There's out number 1 in the top of the second. Dahl strikes out looking, and here comes Garrett Stubbs, who in his last game ended up hitting a solo home run. It was his first of the season. That was against the Marlins on Saturday. The pitch, and that's a high strike at 96 on the gun. Mentioned this before, but you're going to see a lot of high heat fastballs. You'll see some cutters in there as well, and occasionally the slider. The ball's 1 strike, and the pitch from the stretch is way inside. It's been Stubbs and Marchand who've been platooning with each other ever since JT went on the injured list. The 1-1, that misses inside too. Stubbs currently on a 5-game hitting streak, and during that time he's 6 for 17. In case you didn't know. 2-1 is the count. And the next pitch, ground ball into left field for a base hit. It goes down the third base line. So Castellanos will score, Clemens will score 2, Stubbs will dive into second, and it's 2-0 Phils. Stubbs hit it sharply down the third base line. It was just a matter of fact if it was going to stay fair, and it did. 2-0. How about that? And he hustled out of the batter's box as well. Morel wasn't even playing close to the line, and it just got by him, and Stubbs was thinking 2 all the way. The helmet came flying down. It actually ricocheted off of his left heel. And now Yohan Rojas comes up, and the first pitch is a check swing, and they didn't even have to appeal. He most certainly did go around. It was low and outside. Good job by Stubbs. That's a savvy veteran. The 0-1 pitch, and there's a little bouncer hit over to third base. It is a foul ball, though. Rojas easily would have beaten that one out. But instead, he's behind in the count 0-2. By the way, that is Garrett Stubbs. That's his 6th RBI, his 5th and 6th RBIs of the season. And he also just extended his hitting streak now to 6 games in a row. And he's gotten a hit in 10 of his last 11 games. The 0-2 on the way. Misses wide. Phillies lead it 2-0. Garrett Stubbs got a 2-run double. We're still in the top of the second, and Stubbs is still at second. At the plate is Rojas. Wesneski on the bump. Looks back at second. Now back to the plate in the 1-2 pitch. And it's popped up and hit towards right field. Bellinger will get under it. It's pretty shallow, and he'll make the catch. And the throw is made back towards Dansby Swanson. And Stubbs will stay put. That means we'll go back to the top of the order. How about this? In case you didn't know, the Phillies, we talk about their hitting with runners in scoring position and how that has been a weak link in regards to their offense. But against right-handed starting pitchers, the Phillies are 35-14. That's the best winning percentage in all of baseball, in front of the Yankees, the Orioles, and the Brewers. pitch to Stott, and that's taken for a ball. Yankees are 44-20 in those games, and the Phillies are 35-14. The 1-0 by Stott, it's popped up behind the plate, and taking off the mask is the catcher, Naito, and he's going to make the easy catch. And the inning is over. However, Garrett Stubbs gives the Phillies a 2-0 cushion as he gets a 2-run double down the third base line, and we head to the bottom of the second. 2-0 Philadelphia. What's up, Lou? How you doing? Harper is ready to sleep. Nice job, and thank you, JJ. Of course, LP. Why are they there when they can't play? Because they have to be there to support the team, to be there for a morale booster. How would you think it would feel if one of your teammates that was a star player wasn't there to root for you? And he's also there because he takes ground balls. He's there for batting practice. I mean, if he can't play, that's one thing, but he has to be there for practicing. They're in Chicago for 3 days, and he has to be there to support the team. So that's why they're all there. That's why JT's there too. And JT just took batting practice today, so he wants to take steps forward into his rehab recovery. Can't really do it back at home if they just would have stayed. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, bottom of the second. Hello, everybody. In case you are just tuning in, my name is Jason Joseph. We go live for Phillies baseball, Sixers basketball, and Eagles football. I did a Paul George reaction to the signing by the Sixers. We do a lot of Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles content, not just the Phillies, guys, even though we've been getting a whole lot of support for the Phillies. Go check out our Sixers stuff, too. This was our video that we posted yesterday on Paul George signing. After the Phillies game was done, we stayed on for 5 hours to talk about NBA free agency. And yet, at 2:30 in the morning, I said I was done, and Paul George signed at 3:30. So that's how dedicated we are to this craft, guys. Yeah, no problem. Alec Bohm leads the National League in RBI amongst third basemen with 68, and the guy that's coming up to bat, Christopher Morel, who's a big-time power hitter, he's second amongst third basemen in the National League in RBI with 45. Just hitting 198, though, on the season. Also leads the Cubs in homers. Definitely has a lot of pop in the bat. Morel versus Mercado. Who will win the battle? And the first pitch by Mercado is a curveball that's at the knees for strike one. Morel batting on the right side, wearing his red batting gloves. And the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Good cutter thrown by Mercado. He has a good cutter. When he's on with it, it can be pretty deceiving. The 0-2 on the way. Strike three called on the outside corner. Decided to go with a four-seamer. I don't know what Morel was looking for, but there's one out in the bottom of the second. Michael Mercado with back-to-back strikeouts. Wasn't even anything too fancy about that pitch, but good job. Stansby Swanson has been struggling this season. Then he looks at the strike. It looked a little bit outside, but it's just been that type of a day for the Blue. Swanson's average this year at .217. 8 homers and 27 RBI. The 0-1 ground ball hits softly over to shortstop, and Turner with a sidearm throw over to first will get Swanson out in plenty of time. 2 up, 2 down. He's really just not been the same. Swanson, of course, played with the Atlanta Braves, started off his career with the Braves back in 2016. And he got off to a slow start as a top draft pick, and then had a really good season last year with the Cubs. And, of course, in 2022, that was arguably his best season. 2 outs, and the pitch, and that's taken for a ball. You're a little behind, JJ. I'm always going to be a little bit behind, my guy. We're watching it on cable. Pete Crow Armstrong, and that is swung on and missed. I appreciate you telling me, though. And the 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed. Can't help it. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock, and the 1-1 is popped up and hit out over towards shallow left field. Who's going to get it? It'll be Brandon Marsh, who calls everyone off, and he's there to make the catch. There's a 1-2-3 inning as we head to the top of the third. So 2-0 Phils. Garrett Stubbs gave the Phillies a 2-0 lead on the 2-run double in the top of the second. What's in store for the third inning for Philadelphia? That's the question, and they'll be right back in just a few moments. No, I think no, he understands that. He gets it. But yeah. Everybody's cable's a little bit different. What's up, young Shizzy? How you doing? I meant behind from the stuff on his stream, not the cable. Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, this is a little bit ahead. This is a little bit of a spoiler. I've learned not to look at it because everybody else likes it. So it's nice because it shows you the bases. I don't have to update it manually, and people like that better because they'll always ask me, like, what's the count? And while it's a good reminder to say the count, there are people that don't listen in. Like, there's people that just come on here to just look at the scoreboard and just try the scoreboard to watch. So we have to be mindful of all those people. JJ's a little bit behind, but I'm a big behind. Thanks. You're funny, man. Y'all are funny. Y'all are very funny. In the third inning, the Phillies will have Turner, Bohm, and Marsh all due up in the batting order. 2 runs on 2 hits for the Phils. They've left 4 guys on base. Or they've had 4 guys on base. Young Shizzy says, I don't think we win a lot, especially without Turnbull and Harper and Schwarber. We have an impossible schedule coming up versus the Dodgers and the Braves, not the Yankees. We don't play the Yankees just yet. We play them after the All-Star break. I'm pretty sure. You got to take the wins, though. I think that they can pull these games out. I don't think it's going to be easy. The Dodgers are missing Mookie Betts. That's a big loss for them. Braves are missing Acuna. And, here comes Trey Turner. And the first pitch, fly ball lifted out to deep left field, and it's out in a hurry. And Turner able to give the Phillies a 3-0 lead. That's his first homer since since May, and it's 3-0 Phillies. That's the 100th homer of the season for the Phillies, and Turner gives them a 3-0 lead. There you go. And now Bohm is coming up to bat, and he takes it low for a ball. Wish it was a better call, but that really got out in quite a hurry. 1 ball, no strikes to Bohm, and the next pitch is swung on and missed. That'll make the count now 1-1. Bohm did walk in the first and was the first Phillies base runner. The pitch, a sweeper that's low. Two balls, 1 strike. The windup and the pitch, swing and a miss. I stand corrected. Turner actually did homer. It was on June 21st. So that was about 11 days ago. 2-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss. and Wesneski records his third strikeout on the day. There's out number one in the top of the third. That homer happened fast. It was on the first pitch. 100th homer of the year, says Jason. Yes, $2 donation. Thank you so much, my guy. Appreciate it. It's Brandon Marsh. 47 total pitches by Wesneski. And Marsh takes it just a little bit high. One ball, no strikes in the pitch. And that's a sweeper that's taken at the knees for strike one. I didn't know this, but Wrigley Field is the second stadium, the Chicago stadium, to be named Wrigley Field. There was a Los Angeles ballpark with the same name that actually opened, and it was back in 1925. 1-1 is taken all the way for strike two. I had no clue. And the 1-2 pitch is way inside for ball two. It was the ballpark for the, it was actually hosted, it hosted minor league baseball teams in the region for more than 30 years. Which I didn't know. And it was it was the home park for the LA Angels of the Pacific Coast League. As well as the Angels, too, for Major League Baseball. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Marsh, and the next pitch outside for ball 4. And a 1-out walk, and Marsh able to get aboard. But yeah, did you know that? I didn't know that. I had no clue that Wrigley Field was actually one of 2 stadiums. That is a good trivia question. I had no clue. It's not a Phillies trivia question. 1 out, top of the third, and a runner at first. Here's Castellanos, and he fouls off the first pitch. Nick actually made a really good catch to rob Cody Bellinger on an extra base hit back in the first inning. And he also walked his last time up. Ended up going 4 for 5 on Sunday for the Phillies. The ball is 1 strike. Wesneski will have to deliver from the stretch again. 2 seconds left on the pitch clock, and here it is. Swing and a miss. Got a sweeper that was just a hair outside, and Castellanos was thinking fastball and got fooled. Phillies lead it 3-0. They got a 2-run double by Garrett Stubbs in the top of the second. And then earlier in this inning, they got a solo homer on the first pitch of the inning to Trey Turner. The ball is 2 strikes. Wesneski will deliver from the stretch again in just a few seconds. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. And he starts the motion, and it's up high for a ball, and it's dropped by the catcher, but it doesn't get too far away. I love you too, Jane. Marshwalt, how are you, JJ? I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain. Happy to see you. 25 balls, 31 strikes so far by Hayden Wesneski. And there's a throwback over to first, and Marsh does dive back in there safely, and no tag is applied. Not to be mistaken for the Bubblicious ballpark. That's right. What's Castellanos going to do here? 1 ball, 2 strikes, and here's the next pitch, and he swings and misses at another sweeper. It was a good pitch by Wesneski. He got Castellanos to swing and miss at that pitch earlier in the count, and he decided to go with it again. And there's the second out of the inning via strikeout. Cody Clemens is up next, wearing his white batting gloves, batting on the left side, and he takes down in the dirt. Cody's 1 for 1. He doubled in the second over to first base. It was actually a bouncer that was not really played properly by the first baseman, Michael Bush. Got over his head. The 1-0 pitch, ground ball back up the middle, but Swanson is there to play it on a couple of bounces, and the throw over to first is in time, and the inning is over. The Phillies get a leadoff home run, though, by Trey Turner, his 4th of the season, and we head to the bottom of the 3rd. 3-0 Phillies. He does. He has a lot of heart. All right, let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboards right now, shall we? How about the Red Sox? They lead at 8-3 in the bottom of the 8th against the Miami Marlins. And White Sox and Guardians are tied 6-6 in the top of the 9th. They're playing out at Progressive Field. Cardinals have a 7-4 advantage out in Pittsburgh in the bottom of the 8th inning with 1 out. And the Mets and the Nationals are tied 2-2. That game was crazy last night. It was absolutely wild. The Mets ended up winning it in extras, but it got a little bit dicey at the end. So they're heading to the top of the 9th. Reds are shutting out the Yankees so far. It's 5-0, but the Yankees are threatening with nobody out and 2 runners on. And then the Astros trail to the Toronto Blue Jays 7-5 in the bottom of the 6th. Toronto's up to bat. Giants had a 2-0 lead, I believe, and the Braves just tied it back. But nonetheless, it's 2-2 in the bottom of the 5th with nobody out and a runner at first. Tigers lead the Twins 3-2 in the bottom of the 5th. Twins up to bat, and the Rangers have a 3-0 advantage out in Arlington versus the San Diego Padres in the bottom of the 3rd. Rays lead at 1-0 at a Kauffman Stadium in the bottom of the 3rd. And then the Brewers and the Rockies are just underway in the bottom of the 1st. Out of Coors Field. That game was wild as well. That ended last night in extra innings. It was back and forth. Angels and A's will be playing against each other out in Oakland at 9:40 p.m. Eastern Time. And then you got the Baltimore Orioles playing out in Seattle at 9:40 as well. And the Diamondbacks will be out in L.A. taking on the Dodgers. That game will be on ESPN Plus at 10:10 p.m. Eastern Time. The Mets have been streaking. It's funny. I think they are better this year than last. Well, yeah, ever since the London games, they've been red hot. Bottom of the 3rd. Up to bat is Tomas Nido. And the first pitch is fouled back towards the screen. Pretty sunny here out in Chicago. A pretty good crowd as well. The ball is 1 strike. And the pitch is up high for a ball. Michael Mercado decided to go with a cutter. This is his first outing in his major league career. 3 homers and 9 RBI for Nido on the season. And the pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2. Nido was traded by the Mets. 1-2 pitch. And that is low and outside. He was he was released by the Mets, and then the Cubs ended up signing him, and they dropped Yan Gomes. 2-2. That's low and away for ball 3. 3-2 pitch. Sliced foul back towards the screen behind the plate. He's been pretty well known for his defense, but just has not been able to get it together at the plate. Payoff pitch, low and away, and Mercado allows the first walk of the inning. It's also his second walk today. And we flip back to the top of the lineup. Nico Horner batting on the right side. 0 for 1, grounded out to third. And the pitch is taken for a strike. It's a cutter at the knees on the outside edge of the plate. Nice. Very nice. Horner's 0 for 1. Grounded out his first time up, as we just mentioned, and the 0-1 is fouled off. Braves now have runners over at second and third in the bottom of the 5th with 1 out. Time called by Nico. And he'll take a step out of the box. First pitch started at 8:05 p.m. Eastern Time. So we're about 50 minutes underway. 0-2 pitch. Ground ball, foul. No balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch, another foul ball. And he stays alive. Horner is batting .254 in his last 20 games versus the Phillies. Has 15 hits, a homer, 9 RBI, and 5 runs scored. He's played in 15 of those 20 games, excuse me. The 0-2 pitch, and that's outside for a ball. So he's played in 15 games. There's the 1-2. And there's a bouncer hit over to third. This could be 2. The flip over the second. There's 1. The throw over to first. Not in time. Horner's speed able to beat it out. And it's just a 5-4 fielder's choice. That does get the first out, though. They're talking about Cole Hamels, who pitched out at Wrigley on July 26th back in 2015. That was his last start that he made for the Phils, and he had the no-hitter. Pitch is taken for a strike. I went to a Cole Hamels tribute night. That was when the Phillies were on Apple TV, and that was pretty cool. The 0-1 up high, check swing though. Did he go? And Tom Hanahan says no over at third base. They ended up giving out the 09 replica rings, though. Not the 08 replica rings. When you won the World Series MVP and when the Phillies won the World Series, it was the 09 replicas, which I thought was a little bit weird. The 1-1, that's outside for ball 2. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. Michael Busch up at the plate. And the pitch, swing and a miss. How about the cutter thrown by Mercado? That cutter's been pretty good so far today. Cubs have really been struggling offensively. We'll talk a little bit about their stats in just a few moments. But the 2-2 pitch, here it is. And there's a fly ball hit out over towards left field. Marsh on the run, and he makes the catch just at the track. The throw is drawn over to second base, and retreating back over to first is Naito. So Busch able to carry it a long ways, but Marsh able to keep it in the yard. 2 outs. Busch thought that maybe he had it all, sort of like Bellinger in his last at-bat. So 2 outs, bottom of the third. Phillies lead at 3-0, and here comes Cody Bellinger. And Bellinger will ground that one foul. Cody's batting .266 with 9 homers and 34 RBI, along with a .415 slugging percentage as well. Pitch from the stretch, and here it is, swing and a miss. It's a 0-2 count. Decided to go with the heater at 96 on the outside corner. What's he going to throw here? Take a quick step off, and we'll try to reset. Bellinger playing out in right field tonight. The 0-2 pitch on the way. It's popped up and foul as it heads out of play. Cody's 28 years old now. It's hard to believe. He got his start with the LA Dodgers back in 2017. His rookie season, he had 39 homers, 97 RBI, and a .267 average. Ended up batting .307 last year with 26 homers and 97 RBI. The 0-2 pitch on the way. Swung on, hit out to right center field. It's going to go to the gap and go all the way towards the wall. So Bush will easily score, or Nido, I should say, will easily score. And there's an RBI double by Cody Bellinger. Hit it pretty sharply his first time up, but it was caught by Castellanos. This time it was headed towards the alleyway. Nobody was there. And there's the first run allowed by Michael Mercado. It's like he got a hanger right out over the middle of the plate, and Bellinger's, with his bat speed, able to barrel those types of pitches up with ease. That's just what he does. What's up, RC? How you doing, man? How you doing, man? Pitch to Suzuki, and that's taken for a ball. That was Cody's 35th RBI of the season. He's gotten a hit in each, I should say, 10 of his last 11. The pitch on the way, and that's inside and high for ball 2. 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 of his last 12, really. 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch, and that's taken for strike 1. That's one you can't miss. Yeah, you're absolutely right. 25 total pitches in this inning for Mercado. Already has 51 total pitches, 16 strikes, 9 balls. 2-1 pitch to Suzuki, and that's way up high for ball 3. Yankees just got 3 runs back. They were down 5-0 in the bottom of the 6th, and they're still threatening. It's 5-3 now in the bottom of the 6th with 1 out and a runner at second. 3-1 here, and that's fouled back. Glaber had an RBI single. Then it was Rice who ended up getting a 2-run double. Ben Rice, the 25-year-old. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Tying run at the plate, and the 3-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. A fastball at 97 right down Broad Street, and Suzuki couldn't catch up to the heater. We head to the 4th. Cubs do get 1 back, though, on the RBI double by Cody Bellinger. It's 3-1 Phillies, top of the 4th, coming right on up. Surprised he couldn't catch up to that. I was thinking he's going to give him a fastball all the way, and Suzuki just missed it. Wild. Don't forget, guys, not only do we do Phillies stuff on here, but we also do Sixers and Eagles stuff, too. So if you guys want to go check out how we feel about the Paul George signing, go check that out down below. I just dropped the link. It's like a 12-minute video. We went live after the Phillies game was over on Sunday, and we stayed up for 5.5 hours just to do some more free agency talk and see what ended up happening. We didn't go to bed till about 2:30 in the morning. And then the next day we woke up and we talked about it. So I wanted to do some other stuff too yesterday, but yesterday's really threw me off because I stayed up so late watching NBA free agency just to see what was going to happen with Paul George. But a lot to talk about with the Flyers, with Matvei Michkov. Also wanted to try to see if I could do a podcast on the Phillies and talk about how they ended up splitting the series. I just can't do it all. But we try, man. We try. JJ, the best thing about signing Paul George was re-signing Kelly Oubre Jr. And getting Andre Drummond, too. That really does help the Sixers as well. What do we think about the center today that was picked up by the Flyers? I haven't really done too much research on him. But how do we feel about that for all the Flyers fans that are out there? I'm happy that we got Michkov locked up for another 3 years. That was good job by Keith Jones and Briere. But what do we think about the center? Also saw that Sandstrom left. Here's David Dahl, who comes up, and he takes a strike on the outside edge. David Dahl 0 for 1, ended up striking out looking in the second inning. 1-0 delivery is inside and low for ball 2. Giants just retook the lead. It was tied 2-2. Now they make it 3-2 in the top of the 6th against the Braves. 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss. So far away from hockey, it's not funny. We're so far away from basketball, too. We're further away from basketball than we are for hockey. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. That cutter was inside and low, and Wesneski did a good job at throwing it to David Dahl. He's not really been patient today at the plate. He's the designated hitter tonight for the Phils. The windup and the pitch, and that changeup misses badly in the dirt, and Dahl says no thank you. Hayden Wesneski with 64 total pitches. Here comes the payoff pitch, and that is foul tip into the glove for strike 3, and Dahl has struck out 2 times today. Just has not been having a good day at the plate. That sweeper is pretty good. Garrett Stubbs with a 2-run double down the third base line his last time up. Looking to get on base again. Takes wide. One ball, no strikes. The windup and the pitch. And there's a line drive into center field. And making the sliding catch out in center field is Pete Crow Armstrong. That was a sinking line drive. Crow Armstrong able to make a smooth slide. Sort of like Trey Turner. And just get up on both feet and did it all in one motion. Didn't realize that we're doing gymnastics out here. 2 up, 2 down, and Yohan Rojas is coming up. He'll show bunt, take it back, and he takes a strike. It was pretty insane what Pete Crow Armstrong was able to do. Time called by Rojas here. Of course, Yohan was sent down by the Phillies, and then he got called back up right when Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper went on the injured list. 2 outs, bases empty, and the pitch. Foul ball. Cubs are 39-46. 0-2 pitch. Jack swing, he went around. That pitch was way outside, and the side is retired. 1-2-3 go the Phils for the first time tonight. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Hayden Wesneski. And we played about 3.5. Go to the bottom of the 4th, 3-1 Phillies. Cubs are 8-12 over their last 20 games. Remember, they just lost a series to the Brewers. They also ended up, I believe that they got swept in the series before that. We'll double check, though. But regardless, they have really been struggling. Tomorrow's matchup should be fun. Thelma says, please get rid of David Dahl. David Dahl's not a bad player. He's struggling right now. And they can't send him down. I think he's out of options, if I'm not mistaken. Please comment down below if I'm correct about that. If you want to get rid of Dahl, the first person that should come to your mind with somebody that has not been playing well is Whit Merrifield. So I'm just saying that he just has not been able to hit this year compared to David Dahl. Thelma also wants to get rid of Rojas, too. Just get rid of everybody. That'll make it a lot easier. Rojas is coming along. I agree. I don't think... I think that you got to use him as a trading piece. If you can somehow get Kyle Tucker, throw him in the deal. You know, he has to be a piece. Now's a perfect time to do it. If this team wants to win the World Series and get one more bat, you go after a Luis Robert or a Kyle Tucker, and you throw him in the trade. Bring back the car insurance commercials. Maverling, bring him back. The pitch, and that's taken for a strike. I always have to bring up those car insurance commercials because they were really good. Like, I liked them. No balls, one strike. And the pitch to Ian Happ is inside. Just going back to that Cubs thing I said, they actually ended up losing 2 out of 3 to the Giants. Right before they lost 2 out of 3 to the Brewers. Next pitch is inside for ball 2. 2-1 pitch to Happ. And that ball is smoked out to right field. Castellanos does get under it, though, and the wind may have blown it in, but it'll be there to make the catch. There's 1 out. Yeah, but they can't pay everybody. And the problem is that he might just walk. And they don't want to let him walk because they can't pay for everybody. So he's not going to get extended by the Astros because he's going to be due a lot of money. And their philosophy is, well, if we trade him now, we can try to get assets back. And that's why they're probably going to explore trading him. Kind of like Shohei Ohtani last year. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch to Morel. Ground ball played on a bounce by Bohm, and the throw over to first is in plenty of time. And there's 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. So Happ flied out to right, and Morel grounded out to third. Nobody on, bottom of the 4th, 3-1 Phillies, and Dansby Swanson's up to bat. And he takes a strike just on the outside corner. Hit the thumbs up button, and hit the subscribe button as well if you are new to the channel. Mod Squad, how we doing on the likes? And the 0-1 swing and a miss. Mentioned before that Swanson's really been struggling this year with the Cubs. 226 average coming into today. The 0-2, and that is fouled off. If Tucker is tradable, then obviously he's worth getting. Robert definitely not worth it. I think he is. I don't think he's bad. He's a good player. He just has to stay healthy. He just hit another 2-run homer today. The 0-2 pitch. Low and away for a ball. He's a good athlete. He just has to stay healthy. And he could certainly help the outfield. 100 likes. Let's get to 200. Nice job on the 100, though. 1-2 is the count. Mercado with the next pitch. And that's just tapped off the end of the bat. It's a foul ball. Dansby Swanson at the plate, and he holds up on the 1-2. It was low and outside. Swanson has had 250 at-bats this year, 56 total hits, which is 8th on the team. The pitch on the way, popped up, hit over towards the second base side, and Stott gets under it, and he'll make the catch, and the side is retired. So the Phillies do get a 1-2-3 inning as well from Mercado. Michael Mercado has been pretty good so far. And we head to the 5th, 3-1 Phils. So our question today, our poll question today was how many innings do you think Michael Mercado will pitch? And let's see what our poll answers are right now. Okay. I kind of like that for the poll. I like that little sound effect there. So 3 or less of you, 16% of you have said 3 or less. Okay? 32% of you, we have 141 votes, by the way, have said 4. 38% of you have said 5. And 6 or more, 13% of you have said that. So, just curious. I think he's going to go 6. I don't think he's going to go more than 6. I think he'll go 6 innings. Spurger said I said 5. Hit that thumbs up button, man. You said 4. Well, he's going to go more than 4. 220 people watching. Thank you all so much for being here. And again, if you haven't checked out my Sixers recent video, please go check that out. We just did a video yesterday about the Paul George signing. We covered the Sixers too and the Eagles. We do a really good job with Sixers. And with the Eagles, I can't wait for this season. I'm really excited. But I can wait. Because I want to see how this team does. And I want to enjoy every baseball game that I can. We're also doing some Olympic games as well. We're going to try to do some of the Olympic sporting events, including basketball. We're going to try archery, volleyball, and tennis as well. But we have to wait and see how things go with the Peacock app. That's the thing that I'm really curious about. Pitch, and that's taken inside and low for a ball. And that, I mean, for the other events like archery and volleyball. The pitch on the way, and that's taken for a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike. We're in the top of the 5th. Wesneski is back out there on the hill. And the 1-1 pitch. That was on the outside corner, but it's a little bit outside. Your boss calling basketball. Thank you. Appreciate it. Got some experience calling some Blue Coats games that's the Sixers affiliate when we were in college, and we also did some Blue Rocks games as well. So I want to catch up with the other stuff. The 2-1 was up high. And the 3-1 pitch, and that's a line drive hit out to center field for a base hit. And there's a leadoff single to start off the top of the 5th by Bryson Stott. How about gymnastics, JJ? Let me know if you've ever heard a gymnastics radio call. I would love to hear that. I don't think that that's possible. Tennis is possible. I've heard tennis done on the radio. Gymnastics, I could never do it. The pitch, and that's taken for a strike. How do you describe everybody's emotions? That's tough. That's just something. Plus, like, if you heard it, that's one thing that you would just have to see. You know? Like, I could describe it to you, and yet it doesn't do it justice. The pitch, and that's taken for a strike. Trey Turner up to bat. He homered. His last time up against Wesneski, it was a leadoff homer back in the top of the 3rd. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch to Turner, swung on, lifted, out to deep left field. Trey Turner has gone yard. It leaves the stadium, and that's his 2nd home run today. Wow. That left Wrigley Field. Got a fastball right down the middle, and it exited the building. And that's his first multi-homer game of the season. Here's Bohm, and he takes it low and away for a ball. So Turner, who had a 2-run single to give the Phillies a 7-6 lead on Sunday, comes through with 2 homers today, and I believe that that's his 15th multi-homer game of his career. That thing went out to left center, and it left Wrigley Field. 429 feet, they say, and the 1-1 is taken all the way for strike 2. I mean, my gosh. Did he crush that baseball or what? One-two pitch on the way, swung on and missed, and Bohm can't catch up to a sweeper that was low and outside, and the first out of the inning is recorded. That's the second time today that Bohm has struck out. That was a bomb. That was the definition of a bomb. 1 out, top of the 5th. 5-1 Phillies. Turner with 2 homers and 3 RBI. And here's Brandon Marsh, who pops up this pitch out to left field. And Happ does get under it, and he's there to juggle it and make the catch. Sort of had to figure out where it was going to land, and so the wind, I think, took him by surprise. 2 outs, and Castellanos, the former Cub, is coming up to bat for the Phillies. Cubs do have some action in the bullpen. It's Colton Brewer who's warming up, a right-handed pitcher. First pitch to Casti, and he fouls it off. Nick walked in the second and scored a run as well. Also struck out his last time up. The 0-1 swing and a miss. Yankees just got a run back, and it's 5-4 in the bottom of the 7th. Again, they were down 5-0 against the Reds. No balls, 2 strikes. The windup and the pitch. Good take by Castellanos, says that was a foot off the plate and just ended up going into the dirt. There's no way that was 439 feet. That had to have been further. 1-2, good take again by Castellanos. Same pitch, same spot. Braves trail 3-2 to the Giants in the bottom of the 7th. Braves up to bat with 1 out and nobody on. Top of the 5th here at Wrigley Field. 5-1 Phillies lead. The 2-2 pitch, and what was an 0-2 count is now a full count to Nick Castellanos. 2 outs, nobody on. And Clemens up next. Payoff pitch to Castellanos, popped up and hit towards shallow center field. On the run is Crow Armstrong, and he's there to make the catch. And the side is retired. The Phillies get a 2-run homer, though, from Trey Turner as he goes yard for the second time today. And we go to the bottom of the 5th, 5-1 Phillies out at Wrigley Field. Thank you all so much for being here. We got 255 people tuning in. Hit the thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button as well. Hi, everybody. Hello. My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. This is game number 85 on the season for the Phillies. Hard to believe it. Time flies, man. It's what we do. We do Phillies games. We do Sixers and Eagles games as well. Make sure that you go check out our Sixers content as well. We do a pretty good job with that. So, we just dropped a video yesterday. Go check that out. And yeah, man. I want to ask you guys, what got you into baseball? If you are a Cubs fan, what got you into the Chicago Cubs? How did you get into the Phillies if you are new to the channel? be willing to share your stories, and I'd like to hear what you guys have to say down below, and we'll relay them on the live chat and put them on the screen as we go to the bottom of the fifth. You're on vacation in northern Michigan. That's awesome, man. What's up, Snooter? What's going on, Jackson? How you doing, man? Thanks so much for coming on. Please tell your friends and tell your family members about this channel, too. And always, as always, if you guys have any sort of feedback, let us know down below. Or email us at jasonjosephonair@gmail.com. The email is in the description. Again, that's jasonjosephonair@gmail.com. Bottom of the fifth inning. 5-1 Phillies. They just added 2 more runs on a 2-run homer by Trey Turner. Today he's 2 for 3 with 2 homers and 3 RBI. It's his 15th multi-homer game of the season. All right. So bottom of the fifth. And up to bat is Pete Crow Armstrong, who got the last out. Caught the last out in the fifth. The pitch is taken way outside. He's hitting .191 with just a homer and 13 RBI as well. The 1-0. Down and away. Gregory Soto warming up in the Phillies bullpen. Mercado already with 69 pitches. 2-0 pitch. And sliced foul. I meant to say of his career, sorry. 15th multi-homer game of his career. Sorry. 2-1, and that's fouled away. Sometimes, the one thing I got to get used to is that I say things sometimes, and I'm not cognizant of it. But yes, it's a human thing, but I got to get better at that. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Ground ball hit over towards the right side. Stott has it. Fields it cleanly. Throws over to first, and it's in time for out number 1. And that's what happens when you're so used to, when you're looking at the chat, when you're looking at your stats, and when you're looking at the game. It's a lot to keep up with. It is. Plus, you're talking. You're doing 5 things at once. But that's what comes with it. The pitch on the way, and that's fouled off. Started watching Phils in the early 70s. Was bullied a lot. Watching baseball gave me pleasure. I think that's what William meant to say. The ball is 1 strike. And the next pitch is low. I'm happy that it brings you pleasure because it brings me pleasure too. The 1-1. Ground ball hit over to third. Backhanded by Bohm. Gathers himself. Throws across the diamond. And there's 2 outs. So we're in the bottom of the fifth. A ground out over to second. We'll get the second out of the inning. That was Tomas Nido. Here's Nico Horner as we go up to the top of the order. And the pitch is taken for strike 1. The 0-1 on the outside corner for strike 2. Mercado's done a really good job today. Was traded to the Phillies. He was optioned to the AAA Lehigh Valley team to begin the 2024 season, and then was promoted after Taijuan Walker went on the IL. The 0-2 pitch on the way. Strike 3 called, and Mercado with another 1-2-3 inning. So he's retired the last 7 batters that he has faced. And, well, we head to the top of the 6th. 5-1 Phillies out at Wrigley. Ariel's here. Ken says, was born and raised in New England. Started going to the vet in '73 with my dad. Hooked ever since. LaRue's here. What's up, LaRue? Started watching the Phillies when Pete Rose went there. I used to like the Reds. Then he switched over to the Phillies. Started watching the Fightins back in 1980 on WPHL 17. Remember that channel? And they called it My PHL 17. Let's go. All right. Hit that thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button as well. Got a lot of people tuning in tonight. We are having a blast doing these Phillies games. It's been a lot of fun this year. Here's a question I have for you guys. What was the best at-bat that you've ever saw? The best at-bat that you've ever saw on TV. Best at-bat. Corey Simon said, if that's it tonight for Michael Mercado, quote, pretty impressive way to end his first big league outing. Retired 7 in a row and threw 21 pitches in the 4th and 5th combined. I think that's going to be it for him. I think that's going to be it for him. Great memories, Larry. LaRue, I think she meant to say. Harper versus the Padres was the greatest at-bat you ever saw. Any other ones stick out to you? The pitch, and that's fouled off. I like David Ortiz's at-bat, along with Bryce Harper's. David Ortiz's grand slam in the World Series was really, really cool. Thought that was a really clutch at-bat, too. The ball is 1 strike, and the pitch, and that's outside for a ball. The other at-bat that I liked was when Rajai Davis went up against Aroldis Chapman in Game 7 of the 16 World Series, and Davis, who was not really a home run hitter, ended up homering off of Chapman. That was really good. In that magnitude as well, that was a tie game. That was clutch. Yikes, best at-bat, Joe Morgan in 93. That was a good at-bat, too. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cody Clemens. Brewer is on the bump as he comes on in relief for Wesneski. And the pitch, and that's taken outside for ball 2. Anybody else remember the Rajai Davis at-bat? 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the next pitch, ground ball, hit sharply over towards the first base side, and the throw by the second baseman over to first is in time. It was a good play by Nico Horner. Thought you meant at-bat antics. I just said at-bat. Tomey's walk-off homer versus TB was good. Here comes David Dahl, who takes a ball all the way. Was a little bit low. Top of the 6th, 1 out. Phillies lead it 5-1. The 1-0 pitch popped up and foul towards the third base side, and it goes out of play. David Dahl tonight is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. It's averaged down to 240 now. Get back to your chats in just a little bit. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch by Brewer is inside and low. Two 1 pitch. Another foul ball towards the left field side, and that one goes out of play. So Colton Brewer is pitching now for the Cubs. He's 31 years old, was born in Dallas, Texas. Played for the Padres, the Red Sox, the Yankees. Then he was on the Hanshin Tigers. And now he's on the Cubs. The pitch by Brewer. Strike 3 called. And there's 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Mod Squad, how we doing on the likes? So now it's Garrett Stubbs coming up. And he takes the first pitch for a strike. The ball is 1 strike. The pitch on the way, and that's fouled off. Stubbs currently on a 6-game hitting streak for the Phillies. He had a 2-run double to extend the hitting streak to 6 games. That was to give the Phillies at the time a 2-0 lead in the top of the 2nd. 0-2 pitch, taken for a ball. That's a 1-2 count. Brewers so far with 13 pitches in this inning. Wind up in the pitch, just misses outside for ball 2. When he ended up going to the Hanshin Tigers, and he ended up winning the championship for the Japan Series. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And Stubbs strikes out. And the back-to-back strikeouts end the inning. And we've played 5.5. Head to the bottom of the 6th. So, Cubs coming up to bat. It's 5-1 Phillies out at Wrigley Field. I have arrived, says Troy. What's going on? Joe Carter's at bat. Joe Carter. I'm excited for July the 9th. What's going on July 9th for you? 129 likes. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Shakita's here. What's up, Shakita? How you doing? What's good? What's up, Shakita? How's your night going? How's everybody's night going? Comment down below. One word to describe your night. Will Michael Mercado go out there to pitch the bottom of the 6th? That's my question. Will he go out there to pitch the bottom of the 6th? Why won't this refresh? Watching your back says one word to describe my night is chill. Chill's a good word. I like chill. Good. Bombs. I don't know what that means to describe your night. Average, says Snooter. I'm doing good. Just put my newborn to bed. You got a newborn? Oh, that's cute. Wow. We winning. That's 2 words. Oh, wait, you already said 1. Troy says turtles. Nice. Nighttime has settled upon us out at Wrigley Field. Stadium lights are on. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Gregory Soto will be pitching as Michael Mercado's day is done. So the 36% of you that have said 5 innings, you were correct. So congratulations to you all. Could have pitched the 6th, but Gregory Soto will pitch, and the first pitch is in there for strike 1. The ball is 1 strike. And the next pitch is taken for strike 2. Oh, they called the first pitch a ball? I stand corrected. The one ball, 1 strike, and the 1-1 pitch is hit out towards left center field. Rojas trying to juggle it and has to battle the wind, and he's there to make the catch. And the first out is made. You were right. Yep. Honestly, I thought that he should have went out there for the 6, but figured that that was going to be how things went. Larry's back. Comes Cody Bellinger, and he takes it low. Cody's hit the ball pretty sharply twice today. Had an RBI double, though, back in the 3rd. 1-0 pitch. Fouled back. Shane got it right. Snooter got it right. I'm tired, too. How old's the newborn, if you don't mind me asking? I don't know if you answered it. I apologize if you did. I didn't see it. The 1-1 pitch. Inside and high for ball 2. Here's the 2-1, and it's a foul ball. Bellinger is 0 for 2 against Gregory Soto during his career. 9 homers, 35 RBI, and a .267 average this season. 2-2 pitch on the way, and that's outside and low for a ball. Hit the thumbs up. Yes, sir. Here's the payoff pitch, and that's fouled back towards the screen. I did 5 months on July 5th. 5 months. Wow. About to be 5 months old. That's awesome. Payoff pitch. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Soto with the power on power as he wins the battle. A 98-mile-per-hour heater at the knees, and Bellinger could not catch up to the heater. And there's 2 away. That's a huge out. Two outs. And Seiya Suzuki comes up, and he takes a 96-mile-per-hour pitch at the knees for a strike. He's 1 for 2 with a single back in the first. The 0-1 on the way, and that's on the outside corner for strike 2. CeeLo's here. What's going on, man? How you doing? The ball's 2 strikes, and the next pitch is low and inside for a ball. Yes, sir. Can't wait to see you guys this weekend, baby. 1-2 pitch. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts by Soto. And the inning is over. 1-2-3 go the Cubs. Gregory Soto has been in cruise control over his last 4 outings, and we head to the top of the 7th at Wrigley Field. 5-1 Phillies. That's great. I see y'all are rated. Thank you all so much. It's tough when I'm doing the play-by-play. It's tough because I gotta focus on the play calling. But thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate it. Ricky's here. Slane's here. Or yeah, S Lane M is here. Sorry about that. Didn't see the space. Welcome on in, Raiders. See you on Friday, baby. We'll see you Friday. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up and hit the subscribe button as well. Hopefully Soto keeps this up. I agree with that, man. I agree with that. Parker, what's up? Braves forever. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I appreciate it very, very much. CeeLo, drop that link down below. You know what you got to do, man. Denbru's here. What's up, man? Now we have to catch up to the chat. The chat's flying now. Mr. Stradia's here. Yo, yo, yo. Our raid continues. Welcome on in, Raiders. We love you guys, and we appreciate all the thumbs ups, and we appreciate all the love and the support. Shout out to On The Go with CeeLo. I hope he drops his link down below because he better do that. He better do it. Better do it. It's JJ's play-by-play. 142 likes. Let's get to 150. But thank you, Raiders. We go live for Phillies baseball, Sixers basketball, and Eagles football. We've been doing this for 18 months. And the grind don't stop. He is. So is Acuna. Megan Figueroa is also here. What's up, Megan? How you doing? What's up, Megan? So Michael Mercado in his first MLB start goes 5 innings for the Phillies, allows just 2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and he has 4 strikeouts. So a pretty good debut by him. Rounds of applause in the chat. All right. Here comes Johan Rojas as he squares up the first pitch on a bunt over to third base, and eating it up is Morel. And Johan Rojas with a bunt single to start off the top of the 7th inning. He knocked it down perfectly, caught everybody by surprise, and hustled out of the batter's box and showed off his value. It was a barehanded play by Morel, but he had to fake the throw over to first because he realized he wasn't going to get the speedster. And now Bryson Stott is coming up to bat, and he takes a strike on the outside edge for strike 1. That's how he's going to stay up in the big leagues. That's his value. That's what he brings to the team. Pitches up high and outside, throw over the second base to get Rojas. Got him! And Rojas thought he got in there safely. That was a pretty good throw made by the catcher, Naito. And the Phillies may challenge this. Calitree's going over to the phones. They're not showing him just yet right now. But Naito had a pretty good throw. And I don't know if they're going to challenge it. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. They're showing Rob Thompson right now. He didn't say get the headsets out there, but Rojas is standing over at second, so I think that they are going to challenge it. That's what it looks like. Did Swanson swipe Rojas on the back shoulder? That is the question. I think he got in there safely. I think that this should be overturned just from that one replay angle. So the Phillies are challenging. If the call stands, it's 1 out and a 1-1 count. I think Rojas beat it out, though. I think he just got his hand in there before the swipe was applied by Swanson. He was diving in there, and he was swiped on just below the shoulder. That's a tough play for the second base umpire, Mark Wagner, to make that type of a call. Let's see again. Did he get his fingertip in there? It's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. I thought maybe he just got in there. Let's see again. This will be the replay. Swanson tried to swipe him right there. Does he get his fingertip on the bag, though? Thought maybe he did. But it's so slight. They still have the headsets on. Thank you, Mod Squad. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the work. This is the angle here. Is he safe or out? And you still can't tell. They give you a bird's eye view. All right, so the call stands, and Rojas is out at second. So he gets caught stealing. They probably didn't have enough conclusive evidence to overturn it. I thought he got in there just barely. Probably others would have disagreed with me, though. And that's a big rally kill. Rojas got on with a bunt single down the third base side and then was caught stealing on a play that could have been called back and forth. The 1-1 pitch to Stott, and he ropes this one out to right field, and that's going to drop in there for a base hit. Goes all the way towards the wall. Bellinger with a cannon to throw the second. Not in time. Bryson Stott able to get a double with 1 out in the top of the 7th, and the rally continues for the Phils. There we go. Here we go, Phillies. Here we go. Boom, boom. Comes Trey Turner up to bat, and he takes it outside for a ball. Turner today 2 for 3. 2 homers, and 3 RBI. The 1-0 pitch, here it is. And that is swung on and missed. So Stotts at second, got on with a double. Yohan Rojas was caught stealing at second. They overturned, or they confirmed the call. 1-1 pitch, and that is inside. It's going to get away from Stott. Is it ruled a foul ball? There's no signal. That's going to put the runner over at third, and I think that it's just a strike. I don't think he made contact with it. Dusty Watkins looking back over at home plate. See on the replay here. I think it just bounced off the glove. And it did. 2 balls, 1 strike. It was a wild pitch, and the 2-1 is a breaking ball that's outside and away. It's a 2-2 count. It was a 1-2 count, excuse me, because Turner did go around on that last pitch before this one. So it's a 2-2 count to Trey Turner. And the pitch on the way. Line drive into right field for a base hit. And that's going to give the Phillies a 6-1 lead as Bryson Stott scores. And the offense continues by Trey. Another 3-hit ball game. And it's 6-1 Phillies. That's how you do it. Just stays with it, goes the opposite way, and Trey Turner has been red hot for the Fightins. Here's Bohm, and he takes it just on the outside corner for a strike. That should have been called a ball, but it's just been a weird night for the Blue. Bruce Dreckman calling the balls and the strikes. 6-1 Phils. The 0-1, here it is, a curveball that's in there for strike 2. Bohm did walk in the first. He's looking to get on once again. No balls, 2 strikes. And the 0-2 pitch popped up and hit out in foul ground. Getting under it and making the catch is Michael Busch. And there's 2 outs. Fouled out to first. Now Marsh is coming up. 6-1 Phils. Phillies looking to add some more runs here. First pitch to Marsh. It's a fastball right down Broad Street, and he takes it all the way for strike 1. Ryan Kerkering warming up in the Phillies bullpen. Marsh today 0 for 2. The 0-1 pitch, and he takes a curveball that's in there again for strike 2. Ba-da-da-da-dum-bum, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. The ball's 2 strikes. Brewer gets set and delivers. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to Brandon Marsh. It's stretch time at Wrigley Field. Trey Turner with a 4 RBI day. Able to get his 3rd hit, and it was an RBI single. We head to the bottom of the 7th. It's stretch time out at Wrigley. All right, which means it is time for Phillies trivia, baby. Trivia time. Let's go. All right, I'm going to ask you a Phillies trivia question as we head to the bottom of the 7th, and if you get it right, you will hear this sound. If you get it wrong, you'll hear this. All right, here's what I want to know. All right, this is what I want to know. Early in his career, A.J. Burnett was named his bats after songs by which musical artist? Was it Panic at the Disco, Marilyn Manson, Madonna, or Michael Jackson? Early in his career, A.J. Burnett named his bats after songs by which musical artist? Panic at the Disco, Marilyn Manson, Madonna, or Michael Jackson? Early in his career, A.J. Burnett named his bats after songs by which artist? Panic at the Disco, Marilyn Manson, Madonna, or Michael Jackson? Michael Jackson is incorrect. Incorrect. Marilyn Manson is correct. Good job. Good job. Marilyn Manson was the right answer. July 2nd of 2024 is when we did that one. Marilyn Manson. Good job for those of you that got it. Bottom of the 7th, baby. Orion Kirkring will be pitching for the Phillies. He has a 2-1 record this year, a 1.52 ERA, 32 strikeouts in 29 2/3. Here comes Happ, and he takes a strike at the knees. It's a righty on lefty situation. Happ is struck out and flied out. The ball's one strike. The pitch way outside. It's an even count. Orion is 23 years old from Huntington Beach, California. He's 6'2", 204 pounds as well. The pitch on the way, a foul ball. Kirkring in his last outing went 1 inning, just allowed 1 hit against the Marlins on Saturday, and he had a strikeout as well. The 1-2, outside again. Hit the thumbs up button and hit the subscribe button as well, baby. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. And another strikeout by the Phillies bullpen. This time it's Orion Kirkring. How about that? 3 strikeouts in a row by the Phillies bullpen. They've struck out 4 of the last 5 Cubs to come up to the plate. And Christopher Morel is due. He takes it inside and is ahead in the count 1-0. Yes, and one of the times that he had a cycle was on his birthday, which was on June 30th. It wasn't this year, but it was like 2 years ago. 1-0 pitch, low and away. Kirkring has never faced the Cubs before. 2 balls, no strikes on the pitch to Morel. Fly ball hit out over to deep center field. It's going back towards the track. Rojas has room, and he makes the catch in the ivy. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. And Rojas able to track it down. He got hit in the ivy, got banged up a little bit, but he says, I'm good. Wow, wow, wow. Didn't even have to turn over the shoulder. He just was able to run backwards, said, I got it, kept it out in front of him, and was able to make the grab. Morel took it for a long ways, and Dansby Swanson's up to bat. Still nobody on, still 2 outs. And the pitch, foul ball towards the first base side, and it goes out of play. Phillies will play tomorrow night against the Cubs. Zach Wheeler will be going up against Shota Imanaga. And the 0-1, that's way outside for a ball. Shota's had a really good season, and he's been their best pitcher. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch by Kirkring, a sweeper that misses way inside and off the plate. What's up, Mitch? How you doing, man? 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ethan Roberts warming up in the Cubs pen. In the 2-1, there's a fly ball hit out of the center field. Not that deep, it's playable. And Rojas there to make the catch. And the side is retired. Phillies bullpen so far so good. We head to the 8th, 6-1 Phillies. Job by Orion Kirkring. Last time that he allowed a run was on June 19th. The last time that he allowed more than 1 earned run You have to go back to last year. That's how sharp he's been. Let's go, Fightins. Let's go, you guys. My name is Jason Joseph. This, of course, is Play-by-Play with JJ. Whoops. Sorry about that. Sorry. I wanted to go to my monologue page, and I hit the StreamYard intro. Yes. Hello, everybody. I love you all to death. I want you all to make sure that you hit the thumbs up button and hit the subscribe button as well. Share this out with your friends. Share this out with your family members. We go live for Phillies baseball, Sixers basketball, and Eagles football, and we try not to miss a game on here, guys. So it would just mean a lot to me if you would hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button as well. Mitch, you're also more than welcome to drop your link down below as well. You do a lot of great content when it comes to Sixers and Eagles, so you should go follow him as well. Drop your link down below, Mitch. And I'm also going to drop my link on the Paul George video that I just did. So you're more than welcome to go check that out too. We're trying to get our basketball numbers up as well. But you guys are the best, and I do love each and every one of you. How's everybody's night going? How is everybody's night going? 6 outs to go. That is correct, Robert. Bob is here. What's up, Bob? Bite your tongue. I saw the comment and I didn't want to say anything. Bite your tongue. He's right. He's right. Bite that tongue. It's not going to happen. Top of the 8th inning, Phillies lead at 6-1. There we go. Please go subscribe to Mitch Kofsky as well. There's his link. Go check it out, bro. Go check it out. I just dropped the link down below. I'll drop it again. Yeah, that's how I feel about Paul George. Pretty good. I asked before how everybody feels about the Flyers, too, because they've been making some moves. Top of the 8th inning. Who's the center that they just signed? Nobody commented. I asked, who was the center that they just got today? Comes Castellanos, and he tries to take a hack at the first pitch as we're in the top of the 8th, and it's swung on and missed for strike 1. Nick hitless in 2 ABs so far. Did walk, though, back in the second. Roberts on the bump. And the pitch. Low and outside for ball 1. I'm excited, too. But who was the center that they just got today? Roberts on the hill. 1 ball, 1 strike to Castellanos in the pitch. Ground ball back up the middle. It's slowed up on the mound, and the throw over to first. Not in time. Castellanos beat it out. Oh, man. It hit the top of the bump. It slowed down. Horner had to go get to it. He barehanded it, threw it over to first, and Castellanos said he was safe, and he was. There we go. That's great. I'm excited for Paul George. I am. He'll fit really well with Maxey and Embiid. The question is just going to be, how healthy can Joel stay? Comes Cody Clemens in the pitch, and that's taken for a strike. Cody did double in the second, and he also scored a run as well. The ball's 1 strike. Roberts kicks, fires, and it's high. Phillies have Junior Marte warming up in their bullpen. It's been a while since he's pitched. This will be a good time to get him some reps. The 1-1 offering to Cody, and he got fooled on a slider. Oh, man. That's a 1-2 count. How old is he? He's 34, but he still is a really good player. He is. He is a really good player. He was the best three-point shooter last year, and he attempted 8. And he's still a good, solid defender. As a third option, he's a good good signing for the Sixers. Not as a number one, as a 3. That's great. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Cody Clemens. Oh, Albert, you're so far behind. 2-2 on the way. Fly ball hit out over to left field, not that deep. And Happ comes running in, goes over towards his left, and he'll make the catch to get the first out recorded in the top of the 8th. Somebody tell Robert that he's a little bit far behind in the chat. We got the Schwarbaum Beach Towel presented by Philadelphia Water Ice on July 28th versus Cleveland. It's free to kids 14 and under. That's at 1:35 p.m. Eastern Time. A runner at first. And here comes Dahl in the pitch, and that's popped up, and it's a foul ball. Great. So we signed him through the injury phase of his career, late 30s. No, I'm not talking about Paul George. I'm saying Joel Embiid is injury prone. Paul George is not. Last year he wasn't injury prone. It was a good signing. Does it put them over the top? No. But it definitely makes them a lot better. The question's always going to depend on how healthy is Joel, and can Tyrese take another step to his game? And that, both of those things, Tyrese Maxey will take a step, but the question really just comes down to Joel. But they got better. They really did. They're going to be a good team next year. But I want to win the chip. I understand. The 0-2 pitch, and that's low and outside for a ball. We have to see if they can make one more good, solid move, then they should be neck and neck with Boston. Roberts on the bump. And the pitch, here it is. High again for ball 2. We'll go over the out-of-town scores in just a little bit after the inning is done. But the Braves did lose. That's great. I didn't even see that comment. 2-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss, and Dahl has a hat trick of strikeouts today. Roberts gets his first punch out of the inning. There's 2 away. Here's Garrett Stubbs. Gave the Phillies a 2-0 lead on a 2-run double down the left field line. It was the third base line, actually. The first pitch, it looked a little high, but it's a called strike, and Stubbs trying to say some words with Dreckman here. They should have the 5th best. The pitch on the way, and that's way outside again for ball 1. Stubbs currently is on a 6-game hitting streak. Batted .268 in the month of June. 1-1 pitch. Up high. Once again to make it a 2-1 count. The Phillies are 8.5 games above the Atlanta Braves. Phillies will play the Braves this weekend. Braves did lose to the Giants. The 2-1 to Stubbs, and he punches it foul. The 31-year-old catching behind the plate. He's 5'10" and weighs 170 pounds. He did hit a homer on Saturday. It was his first of the season since 2023. The pitch on the way, and he rips that one foul. That was his 7th career homer. We got a runner over at first, and that's Nick Castellanos. Rojas waits in the on-deck circle. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Garrett Stubbs. Ethan Roberts on the hill. The pitch to Stubbs. Line drive caught at third by Morrell. And the inning is over. So the Phillies got a leadoff infield single by Castellanos. And that's all she wrote in the 8th inning. Time to go to the bottom of the 8th. Phillies are 6 outs away from taking game 1 of this 3-game set in Chicago. $278 people in the chat. Hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel as well. Let's ask this question. Out of all the 4 Philly teams, who is next to win a championship? Who should be next? I'd say it's the Phillies. Some people do say that it is the Eagles. I say right now it is the Phillies. It's the Phillies to me at 1. I think 2 right now is the Sixers. And I'm not downplaying the Eagles. But to win means you got to beat the Chiefs. You got to beat the 49ers. You got to beat the Lions. And for the Sixers, I think you just got to beat Boston. Or Denver. So, I'd slightly give it to the Sixers. But it's the Phillies, number 1. Phillies are my number 1. I say Phillies, but I don't know any other team. That's fair. Phillies are ready. They're ready. Keep Embiid healthy. That's number 1. That's always going to be the number 1 thing. Can Joel stay healthy? Because if Joel is healthy with a Paul George and Tyrese Maxey, that's good enough to win. That's the truth. It all comes down to Joel's health. Paul George, great signing. He can still defend at a high level. He's a great three-point shooter. And he can step up as a third option over Tobias Harris. He's a way, 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 way better third option. But Embiid needs to be healthy. The pitch on the way to Pete Crow Armstrong is taken for a strike. Correct. I agree. I agree with you. The ball is 1 strike, and the next pitch, and that's swung on and missed. I meant to say with a healthy Joel. That's really what I meant to say. Because I would give the Eagles the second best. Yep. The ball is 2 strikes. Marte on the bump, and the 0-2 is fouled away. Right behind the plate. I agree with Elaine. 2 is the Eagles. 3 Sixers need to prove that they can make a deep run. And that's by staying healthy. That's how it is. They got to stay healthy. 0-2 pitch on the way. And that just missed. Oh, man. Came in at 97, and it was just a little bit. I mean, barely high. Crow Armstrong is 0 for 2. Pitch on the way, popped up, hit out over towards left center field, and Rojas shimmies over towards his right, makes a stop, and he'll make the catch. Marsh ended up getting down on one knee because he thought he was going to collide with Rojas, and he was nowhere near doing so. Shota will be pitching tomorrow against Wheeler. That should be a very good matchup. Both of them have been Cy Young-worthy pitchers this season. They've been so strong. 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. And we have a pinch hitter now for Naito. It's going to be a left-handed hitter. It'll be Miles Mastrobuoni, who takes a fastball way inside at 97 miles per hour. Healthy is a must. One ball, no strikes. And the next pitch is outside for ball 2. You got to knock off the champs, Bob. They're a dynasty. They're the Houston Astros of football in regards to their dynasty. They're the Golden State Warriors of the NFL. 2-0 pitch. Fly ball hit out towards straightaway center field. Rojas backpedals and will make the catch just shy of the track, and there's 2 away in the bottom of the 8th. That's now 4 straight fly balls to center field, and Rojas, he's been getting a lot of action. Marsh was like, thank goodness you're out there in center field. 2 outs. Nobody on. Bottom of the 8th, and the pitch is taken for a strike. It was a fastball. Jorge Lopez will pitch the 9th. And Kelsey. 0-1 pitch. Popped up again. Hit out over towards left field. Marsh does get under it, and he'll make the catch this time. And Marsh was like, to Yohan Rojas, do you want the ball? And Rojas was like, nope. So it's 6-1 as we head to the top of the 9th. Rojas actually did end up getting it, and he threw it to the fans in the stands. All right. Top of the 9th, baby. My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. Share this with your friends. We go live for Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles games. We're spoiled, man. We have 3 really good, solid teams, and maybe even 4. So, maybe even 4. But we do have 3 teams that should make playoff runs, which is nice. It's nice to be involved. I wouldn't trade that. Just, we got to get a ring. We need to get to the finish line with at least one of these teams. I need us to get to that line. All right, out-of-town scoreboard check. Every sport you need to stay healthy. Look at the 2017 Eagles. They basically lost 1 player. Okay, but you can't look at it that way because they're an anomaly because their backup quarterback was phenomenal. That was an anomaly. That was an admiration. Nobody expected them to go, not even just to the Super Bowl, but win the whole thing. Just saying. But no rings yet. Nope. That's the thing. We got to get a ring. At least get one during all 3 of these nice playoff runs. Phillies have only allowed 2 hits today. And their bullpen has been really, really strong. 9th inning coming. And on the mound for the Cubs will be Jorge Lopez. He has a 1-2 record in 30 games this season, a 3.45 earned run average, and about 2.82. That's his ERA. Or 28 2/3 of an inning, excuse me. And the pitch is taken for a strike. 0-1 is the count, and the pitch. Fly ball hit out over towards straightaway center field. And there to make the catch is Mastrobuoni, or Pete Crow Armstrong. So Amaya is going to come in to catch for Nido. That's the substitution that was made. Miguel Amaya steps in. 1 out, top of the 9th. And here's Stott, who looks at a fastball right down Broadway. Lopez kicks. and fires. It's low. Cubs are 5th in the NL Central. When you take a look at their standings, they're a game behind the Reds, a game and a half behind the Pirates, and 5.5 behind the Cardinals. Next pitch. It's taken for ball 2. Brewers lead the NL Central. They're 50-35. Here's the 2-1. Ground ball hit over towards the middle. It's played, though, and the throw over to first is in time. It was a good job by the second baseman to go shuffle his feet and throw it over to first. That was Nico Horner. Here comes Trey Turner. He had a birthday on Sunday. Gave the Phillies a 7-6 lead in their comeback win against the Marlins. And today, well, he has 2 homers and 4 RBI. And an RBI single was last time up. And he takes it inside for a ball. It's been red hot. And that's what the Phillies needed. 1 ball, no strikes. Nobody on. 2 outs. The 1-0. Strike on the outside corner. Had a 5-3 ground out in the first. That was the last time he got out. 1-1 pitch to Trey. Ground ball hit sharply over to third. Morel plays it on a bounce, though. Sets himself, shuffles his feet, throws it over to first. And there's a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the 9th. Phillies are 3 outs away from taking game 1 against the Cubs. Can they complete it and shut the door? That's the question as we go to the bottom of the 9th. 6-1 Phillies. Okay. So let's take a look at the out-of-town scores really quickly while we're on here. Phillies lead at 6-1 against the Cubs as they go to the bottom of the 9th. Rangers have a 7-0 lead in the bottom of the 8th against the Padres. Padres are about to get 2 hits. And that's it. Rays lead at 1-0 in the top of the 6th at Kauffman Stadium. That's a big matchup between the Rays and the Royals. Rockies lead at 2-1 against the Brewers in the bottom of the 6th. Angels and A's just got started not too long ago. They're in the bottom of the 3rd. It's scoreless. Orioles and Mariners are scoreless too. It's in the top of the 4th. And then the Diamondbacks and Dodgers just got underway. The Dodgers are threatening in the bottom of the 1st. Red Sox beat the Marlins today, 8-3. Guardians were able to get a walk-off sac fly as they won 7-6. Cardinals beat the Pirates 7-4, an NL Central rivalry game. And then the Mets won in extras again against the Nationals, and they're now 1 game over 500. They've been red hot, and they won 7-2. The Reds won 5-4 out in the Bronx against the Yankees, and the Blue Jays were able to get a 7-6 win. George Springer was able to homer against his former ball club, and that was the Astros. Giants beat the Braves 5-3, and then the Twins also won 5-3 against the Tigers. And those are all your scores in Major League Baseball. Top or bottom of the 9th inning, Cubs have their final chance. Correct. Paul George does give them more depth, but Joel has to stay healthy. That's always going to be number 1. 166 lights. Let's get to 200. Michael Mercado got the start today for the Phillies. Went 5 innings, allowed 2 hits, and had 4 strikeouts. Yeah, it says that they won in overtime. Yep. I know, it's funny. All right. Bottom of the 9th. Jose Ruiz on the mound for the Phillies, and Michael Busch at the plate, and he takes a strike all the way. Ruiz with a 2-1 record in 21 games, a 3.13 ERA as well. The 0-1 pitch, ground ball, diving stop by Stott. He bobbles it for a second, and he'll have to eat it up. So, getting aboard at first base is Michael Busch. We have a leadoff runner in the bottom of the ninth. Stott certainly was able to make a diving stop, but then as soon as he was trying to get it out of his glove into his hand, he sort of bobbled it. It actually, when he made the diving stop, I think it took a little bit of a weird bounce, like his glove sort of hit the ground and the ball came out. Here's Bellinger, and he rips this one out to right field for a base hit, and heading on over to third base is Michael Busch. He'll slide in there safely, and there's 2 singles in a row. Cody Bellinger has 2 of the hits by the Cubs. And now Seiya Suzuki is coming up. Just like that, we have some traffic on the bases. Just was able to utilize the 3-4 hole. And Bellinger came through. An infield single by Busch and a single to right by Bellinger. And now time called on the bump, and Hoffman is going to get warmed up in the Phillies bullpen. Cubs have half of their hits in this inning. And time called very quickly as Suzuki will step into the box. First pitch got started at 8:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Here is Ruiz versus Suzuki. Righty on righty in the pitch. And that's just a little bit inside to make it a 1-0 count. Seiya has never faced Ruiz during his career. The 1-0 delivery, fouled off. He's also never faced Hoffman either. He's hitting .212 with runners in scoring position this season with 3 doubles, a homer, 18 RBI, and 13 strikeouts. Runners at the corners with nobody out, and we're in the bottom of the ninth. The 1-1 to Suzuki, and it's inside. Of course. Yep. Of course. Absolutely. 2-1, downstairs. And Ruiz behind in the count. Wow. Things getting a little bit dicey here. And Cotham is ready to go out to talk to him after this at-bat. 3-1, here it is. Swung on, lifted out to deep left center field. Going back is Rojas. Does he have room? He does not, and it's a 2-run game. Seiya Suzuki gets a 3-run homer that just leaves the yard over Ruiz, and it's now 6-4 Phillies. Oof. Wow. And Suzuki hears it from the crowd. He popped it up and he got way under it, and it barely went into the first row. Wonder what the launch angle was on that. And that's going to be it for Ruiz. So, bottom of the ninth, still nobody out. And 6-4 Phillies as he allows the 3-run homer to Seiya Suzuki. And it'll be Happ, Morrell, and Swanson as it is now a save situation for Jeff Hoffman. All right. Of course, they got to make it interesting. That's how it goes. $291 people tuning in. Hit the thumbs up button and hit the subscribe button as well. And that way you'll know when we go live. Hoffman's coming in. That's for sure. Somebody, Phillies Baseball Talk just said, Ruiz, get ready to learn DFA, buddy. Ruiz, honestly, has been pretty good. He's been really good. Did not have his stuff today. Clearly. Clearly did not have his stuff today. But I think overall he's done a pretty good job. We're in the bottom of the ninth. In case you are just tuning in, the Phillies led it 6-1. And then Ruiz came in. He allowed back-to-back singles to Michael Busch and Cody Bellinger. And then Seiya Suzuki hit a 3-run homer out to left center. And there's still nobody out, and Hoffman's going to come into the ball game in the bottom of the ninth. Here we go. He was bad today, Tyler. So Hoffman, 6 for 9 in save opportunities with a 1.27 ERA. He had a pretty good outing his last time around against the Marlins. The pitch, swing and a miss to Ian Happ. It'll be lefty on righty here. Happ is hitless in 3 ABs tonight. 2 strikeouts and a flyout. 2 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 0-1 pitch in there for strike 2 was a 4-seamer at the knees. Hoffman's ERA is at 1.27. 0-2 pitch, and that is fouled off. Happ just 1 for 5 with 2 RBI against Jeff Hoffman, and the run scored, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Hoffman getting ready to wind up, and here's the pitch. It's upstairs. Mercado looking to get his first win in his first start. 1-2 pitch. Here it is. Swing and a miss. And there's 1 gone in the bottom of the ninth. A slider that was in the dirt. And Hoffman able to get the first out recorded. And now it's Christopher Morel. Overall, he hasn't, but he had a pretty good outing in his last time. And got the save for the Phillies on Sunday. This is a big at-bat here. Morel up at the plate, and he takes a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Morel was struck out, grounded out, and flied out. And he's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts against Hoffman. 0-1, swung on and missed. Another heater at 97 miles per hour. Hoffman with his bright blue fielding glove, trying to communicate with Garrett Stubbs here. No balls, 2 strikes. And the 0-2, that just misses by the length of a baseball outside. It came in at 98 miles per hour. That was by a whisker. And Stubbs tried to sell it too. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hoffman winds up and fires. The next pitch, it's a breaking ball that is in the dirt. And the count is 2-2. Morel, 25 years old, 5'11", 145 pounds. Had a birthday 8 days ago. 2-2 on the way. Strike 3 called. 4 at-bats versus Hoffman, and Morel has struck out all 4 times. And there's 2 gone in the bottom of the ninth. It's all up to Dansby Swanson. Boy, was that slider filthy. The pitch to Swanson. Line drive it out to right field, and Castellanos does make the catch. Oh, man, that could have been trouble. But the game is over, and the Phillies hang on and win 6-4. Jeff Hoffman gets the save, and the Phillies are able to get another win in the books. Ring the bell, Philadelphia. The Phillies win. There you go. Michael Mercado, in his first career starts, gets hugs from Kyle Schwarber. Able to get his first win of his career. How about Trey Turner? He gets my game ball today. 2 homers for him, 3 for 5. He was magnificent. I said 7-4 as well. That was close. Wow. What a game, man. Another good win by the Phils. It got dicey in that 9th inning. Ruiz definitely did not step up. But good for the Phillies to hang on and win. My one word today: win. That's my word. It's win. Got another win in the books. Got another one in the books. Doesn't matter how. What matters is that we got it. Trey did a great job tonight. Also want to make sure that I give credit to, what was I going to say? I wanted to give credit to Nick Castellanos for making that catch at the end. He almost, that took him by surprise. And he also made a really nice catch to rob Cody Bellinger on an extra base hit as well. Trey Tastic is the player of the game. I also think Michael Mercado should have won player of the game too, because he did a good job. Think about it like this, man. 2 of your 5 starters, or 2 of your number 5 pitchers in your rotation, right? They both go down. One of them was having a good year, and he was put into the bullpen and took over for the one guy that was your paid starter who was missing time for it with injuries to start off the season. That guy goes down. The other guy that was supposed to fill in for him steps in. He gets hurt, and now this kid has to come in and pitch. And 5 innings, he got the job done. I thought he could have went 6. I really did. But I can understand that Rob doesn't want to give him too much pressure. And they had a big lead, so I kind of understood why that they didn't want to use him for more innings. You don't want to tire him out, and you don't want to give him too much fatigue. That's the way that the game is gone nowadays. But good job by Mercado nonetheless. Mercado is really the number 7 starter. I know, it's wild. All right. We got a $5 donation from John Torres. Let's go, baby. John, thanks so much for the super chat. Appreciate it, man. Yep, another win by this team. Jeff Hoffman did a great job tonight. When they needed them to come through, he stepped right in. He did. And I just want them to keep getting wins, man. I don't care how it happens. I don't care if it's ugly. Just get me those wins, because we know that when they play against the Dodgers and when they play against the Braves, the stretch is going to get rough. So Mercado did his job, and I thought that he was pretty good tonight. Really. Thought he was pretty good. Not really too much that you can ask out of him. Alec Bohm did not have a good day, but you didn't really need Bohm to come through. What else? Anything else happen? Not really. Garrett Stubbs had a nice 2-run double. Don't want to forget about that. And Rojas had a nice bunt down the third base line. Thought that he should have beat out that throw over to second base, even though it was a nice heads-up play. All right. I think I'm done, man. I like Hoffman's energy, says Jose. I agree with that. Best team in the league, man. Best team, best record in baseball. Put it that way. Best record in baseball. Now we want to put him in a long setup relief situation. Let's just wait and see how he does in his next outing. I don't want to get too high. I don't want to get too low. I'm happy that he did his job. I don't want to be too negative, but the Cubs offense really has not been up to par. They've been struggling, and Mercado did his job today. He came in, he gave a good quality start, and set the bullpen up in a good position. The Phillies had run support, and he did enough. Like, he did what he had to do, you know? So, that's how I look at it. Absolutely. Let's go, Phillies! Let's go, Jonathan says. What's up, man? Let's go. All right. Love you all to death. I will catch you on the next one. Please go check out my Paul George reaction. I want us to get our Sixers content up there, too. I just dropped the link down below. If you wouldn't mind hitting the like button for that, I would really appreciate it. Go check that out. And I'll catch you all on the next one. See you tomorrow night at 8:05 p.m. Eastern Time. All right. Love you all. Good night.